Over the last year and a half, we've all felt like we've been trapped inside on an endless loop. But 12 Minutes by Annapurna Interactive takes this idea quite literally. And this short, looping premise makes for an intriguing game that lets its mystery and acting do all the legwork. The only thing holding it back is an adherence to sequential actions and less on intuitive problem solving. Welcome back to No Time Gamer, the channel helping your gaming sessions be time well spent. 12 Minutes is a simple point-and-click narrative tale that literally resets every 12 minutes. Well, unless something else triggers the reset early. It's hard to discuss too much about 12 Minutes for fear of spoiling the fun, but there are still some details I can share to let you know what the game is like. The biggest thing to realize is that 12 Minutes is very much a puzzle game. Discovering the secrets of the story requires you to learn the proper sequence of events and dialogue to unlock the next bits of dialogue or events. I really had to get used to the idea that what I wanted my character to do and what the game scripted to happen were not always the same thing. This forced the experimentation to solve the puzzle to a more trial and error approach and less intuition based. The other downer is that the longer sequences of actions can get pretty repetitive. They usually yield a new nugget of information at the end, but having to go through repeated motions and subsequent loops to only get a small development or nothing new at all gets pretty annoying. Again, the longest any loop will last is 12 minutes, but it is still annoying. The other thing to know is that to get the full story, it takes multiple loops. You can't get all the big details in a single 12-minute run. It's going to take the sequences unlocked and the knowledge learned over a number of cycles to get all the details of the characters exposed. Even when you get the big reveals, they have diminishing return. The last few tidbits of the story can be less satisfying after the major narrative notes are discovered. And while the story is pretty solid with twists and reveals worthy of this kind of tale, it lacks jaw-dropping payoffs and the ending feels more obscure than satisfying. Oh yeah, there are multiple endings that vary in their impact, but of the ones that I completed, none of them really hit home. They aren't bad, they just aren't particularly amazing. Look, 12 Minutes is a nice little indie game that delivers on its sales points, a time-looped, narrative-based point-and-click game that lasts 12 minutes long. The voice cast is really good, and the tale has enough mystery to get you hooked and keep you curious. It is a shame that the steps needed for some of the loops get a little repetitive, but if you're looking for a short puzzle game worth sinking a few hours into, you'll be happy overall. So for busy gamers, 12 Minutes is time mostly well spent.